Hey guys, good evening. Guys, if you're able to see my screen, just type S in the chat box so that we can get started. Yeah, thanks for the confirmation. So let's go ahead with the next topic. That is, I told you, right? We'll be, I'll be covering UI testing checklist. I'll go through the notes. Okay. So here we are, UI testing checklist. Okay. I can directly go here. This is the final part. I'll open this here. Yes. Okay, guys, you can download the UI testing checklist from here. Okay, so mind map version you can download if you have the Xmind software like this. We have the Xmind software like this. This is a kind of Xmind software. You can download this and open that file with this Xmind software. Okay, that is one way. And other one is the image format. Okay, I'll click on this so that we can see the image. I'll download the image to my machine. Using that image, I'm going to explain all the UI checklist. Okay, UI testing checklist for you. So here also, guys, you have to do a lot of efforts. I'll whatever the efforts I have to put in creating this UI testing checklist, I already have put, guys. Okay, so everything cannot be spoon feeded here. So I'll just give you some summary of how to utilize this image. Okay, download this image from these notes. First of all, you can download this image from the notes when you are ready for UI testing. Okay, graphical user interface testing in your project. When you have such kind of time for performing the UI testing, then you will be using this kind of checklist as an image. You can convert this checklist into an Excel file and all. That's up to you guys. Okay. So, but here I created an image for you. So, for example, if you have to verify the text, if you have to perform the UI testing or GUI testing of the text, then you have to check for spelling mistakes. Okay. So, for example, if you go to this application, in this application, if you go to one of the page, let's say login page, now you are checking this particular section, UI part of this section. Now this is a text you are checking. Let's say you are verifying this particular text. Then how to perform the UI testing of this particular text. Then here is a checklist. First thing is check for spelling mistakes. Okay. First you have to check for spelling mistakes. See whether are there any spelling mistakes here or not. Okay. You have some online tools also, guys. Okay. If you are not interested in verifying or reading line by line, check for spelling mistakes in text online. Like this, you search, you'll get a lot of things. Okay, Grammarly is there and all. Okay, free. You see, a lot of free tools are there. Copy this particular text, paste it here. Okay, it's asking me. Okay, are there any mistakes? Okay, let's go with another tool, Reverso. Here I'll provide the text. Okay, it's checking. You see, it's checking, and you see by creating an account, it's not only check the spelling mistakes, guys. It will also check the grammatical mistakes also. Okay, it will also check the grammatical. There is a grammatical mistake, as you can see. A comma is missing here. Okay, if you put a comma, then it's okay. But here in this particular thing, spelling mistakes are not there, but grammatical mistakes are there. That is, some comma is missing, as you can clearly see by creating account. After account, you have to put a comma. Okay, that comma is missing. You can report that as a defect, UI defect. You see, first thing is that spelling mistakes. Second thing is grammatical mistakes. There are a lot of tools online that you can use for performing the checking this kind of stuff. Check whether the text is readable or not. Yes, text is readable. I can easily read this particular text. I can clearly read. It's kind of readable. Okay, it's not less in size. Check for font size as per the client requirements and all. Font size is correct or not. Color of the text is correct or not. Font family is correct or not. You can check. Can check the alignment of the text. Should be left aligned. Yes, text is left and aligned only in this section. Check text is not overlapping with any element. Is this particular text coming on any other element, overlapping with any other element? No. Okay. Check text is not going outside the page. It's not going outside the section, not even outside the page also. Page headings and page text are distinguished. You see this main heading, subheading, okay, text are properly distinguished. Okay, we can identify them separately. This is how we have to verify the UI testing of the text. Okay, I have already done the hard work, guys. Okay, I already have done the hard work and created this UI testing checklist for you. Okay, you don't have to do this hard work. You just simply use this UI testing checklist for your purpose. Okay, and then perform. What if you are performing the UI testing of the text fields? Then text box or text area, correct labels are displayed or not. Okay, if you are, for example, this particular text box field you are verifying, label is correct or not. Okay, then it's a text box means it should be a text box. Label text are aligned properly with the text fields. Yes. Read only text fields should not accept any text. These are not read only text. They will accept the text. That's okay. If they in case they are read only text, then we have to think. Disabled. It's not disabled. We can ignore this part. If it is enabled, yes. Enabled text field should accept text. You see, can I enter the text? Yes, I can enter the text. That's okay. This is done. Placeholders. You see, before I type, you see there is some placeholder. You see E hyphen mail address. E hyphen mail address. This is a placeholder text. By looking at this text without looking at the label, we can understand what this field is all about. Okay. So every field of a form should have the placeholder text. That should be there. Pre-populated values. No. Insert cursor for enable text fields. If you click on this, cursor should be, you should be able to see the cursor here. Okay. That's one thing. Then what else is there? If it is a mandatory field, provide asterisk. Here it's not like it's not mentioned as mandatory. That's okay. It's not optional. Mandatory fields should not accept blank values. Size of the characters, it should accept. Width and height of the text fields as per the client requirements. All these things need to be verified. What type of characters it can accept? Check for formatted text box. Formatted, it means a mobile number, or sometimes uh, in US social security number, some format will be there, right? 123 hyphen 345, like that. Okay, hyphen 1564. Okay, like that. Some formatted +91 hyphen. Okay, 12345678990. Okay, like the telephone numbers. Those are formatted texts. Okay, so there are a lot of things, guys. Okay, so I have created a checklist here. So these are the complete kind of checklists that you have to verify for testing the text field. Similarly, for drop-down fields, this is a checklist. Drop-down field means, for example, if you have a particular, I can show the drop-down field here. If I go to this application and see here, it is a drop-down field. Okay, if you are working with a drop-down field, this should be the this checklist you have to verify. Okay, if you are testing the buttons, for example, here the button is there. Okay, login button is there. If you are testing this, you are testing the button, then these are the checklists. Enabled or disabled as per the requirements, should be checking clickable or not, it's working or not, we can check according to the requirements. Okay, without using the mouse, can we use the keyboard keys to perform the operation? Okay, select it. Is it aligned properly with other things? It has a proper label or not? You see, login label is on this button. Okay, proper label is or not? Checking with singular and double click, hovering the mouse. Okay, if you hover the mouse, is anything happening? You see, highlightation is happening. You can clearly see the difference when I hover the mouse. Okay, space bar key can click this button. Okay, buttons across the website have similar. You see, no matter this button should match with other type of buttons on the page. Same kind of UI should be there. Okay, a lot of other things, guys. Okay, you can keep checking this checklist items. Depending on the type of the UI element, I have created different checklists. For example, if you are testing the buttons, this is a checklist. If you are UI testing the checkbox field, graphical user interface, or UI testing of the checkbox field, this is a checklist. Radio buttons is a checklist. Okay, then this one. Okay, hyperlinks is a checklist. Images, this is a checklist. Numerical input fields, this is a checklist. Scroll bars, this is a checklist. For messages, this is a checklist. Logo, this is a checklist. Menu and its options is a checklist. Maps, this is a checklist. Sometimes Google Maps will be enabled, right? It will be embedded into the pages. Then this is a checklist. Then remaining all other items. Okay, many other items like a general checklist. This is okay. So you can use this checklist for performing the UI testing. Okay, you can use this particular checklist for performing the UI testing. Simple, guys. You don't have to worry much. Simply you come to these notes. Okay, and then download this image version or Xmind version, and then start performing the UI testing of the application. Okay, so I'll give an assignment for you. Okay, I'll give the assignment for you. Okay. mm, assignment 1 for this. Okay, assignment 1. Okay, so what is assignment? Uh, Here already UI testing checklist is there. Copy this, copy link address. Use this, use this UI testing checklist and perform UI testing of otherwise I'll take search results page of tutorials ninja. Only one page I'm giving. All the elements on the search page you have to perform. Web application page. Okay, I'll take you to that search page. You go here. Okay, click on the search button. You will be taken to the search results page. This search results page you have to verify, guys. Okay, you have to perform the UI testing of this search results page. This page you have to perform the UI testing of. Okay, so for use that UI testing checklist and then perform the UI test. Can you please provide the document path? Which document? Yeah, I'll provide. I'll provide. Don't worry. Okay, I'll provide. UI testing checklist. Okay. In the notes, it is there, and also I'll provide it for you. Okay, you can use this and then perform. Okay. It is the image version. You can use the image version. If you want this one, then you can go to the notes and download here from here. Okay. Click on this. You'll get the mind map version. Okay. You can download here and Xmind document will be downloaded. Okay. Here it will be downloaded Xmind and then just double click on this. It will open in the Xmind tool. Okay. Just double click on this. It will open here. You see, this is a kind of, if you want more flexibility, instead of zooming in, zooming out the image, you install the Xmind software in your machine and then download this particular file. Okay. And then open this file in the Xmind software. This will come like this. You can expand and you can verify one by one. Okay. This is also fine. Clear, everyone? Everyone clear with the UI testing? Everyone clear with this UI testing? Just type C in the chat box if you are clear. Guys, if you are clear, just type C in the chat box. There's nothing, guys, in UI testing. This is just a checklist. Already have done a lot of R&D and providing all things for you, right? So, guys, what the beauty of the sessions is that have taken the live project here. You see, all the things are there. If you want test cases, all the 500 and out of 500 test cases are there for you. Okay. Here, when I'm sharing the test cases, here when I'm sharing the scenarios or test cases, right? Complete 500 out of 500, 500 plus test cases I created, guys. Okay. Complete test cases of the application is there. You don't have to worry much, right? I've done the hard work for you and giving the documents containing all the test cases of this sample application known as Tutorials Ninja application. This particular application, complete test case I'm giving, complete scenarios I'm giving, the test plan I'm giving, okay? A lot of other things I'm giving. End to end I'm giving. Even the UI testing checklist is also complete, okay? Fine. So next what? What is next? Test case prioritization, ignore this. Smoke testing I already covered. Then it's also completed. Reporting defects in the bug tracking tool also I covered it already in the previous sessions. In Bugazara tool, we already have reported the defects. How to take the screenshot using the snipping tool I already covered in the previous sessions. Then next comes few other things, guys. Few more things are there. Let me cover them. We're almost coming to the end and all. Okay. You say it's an endless thing anyhow, but we are trying to cover as much as possible. Testing status emails. Okay, so let me explain something about the status emails concept for you. Okay, testing status emails. You see, you go to office. Let's say you got appointed as a software tester in XYZ company. Generally, go to that office. Okay, you reach the office by 9 or 10 according to the company rules and regulations. You'll reach the office by 9 or 10. Mostly in most of the companies, it is 9 a.m. Okay. By 9 a.m. you are in the company. After you are in a company, what you will do next? Once you have, okay, reached the company, what is the first thing that you will do? Tell me, guys. Do you directly start performing the testing? You directly start performing the testing? I'm explaining about what you will do in real time, guys. Okay. Yes. The first thing that you will do is, you are right, Vijay Kumar. You have to check emails. Okay. So our job is 9 to 6, right? Okay. I'm explaining in a different way now. Okay. 9 to 6 job. Okay. We generally work in a 9 to 6 job, and we are, let's say, we are a software testers at some XYZ company. Okay. At XYZ company, you are a software tester. When you check in at 9 a.m., okay, 9 a.m., you checked into the office. At 9 a.m., you have checked into office. At 9 a.m., you have checked into office. What is that thing that you are going to do? The first thing that you have to do is check your emails, guys. Okay. Everyone does this. Okay. Check your emails. Okay. Because emails, different type of emails you may get. Client may send emails. Okay. Client may send you emails, or the project members can send emails. Okay. Anyone can send you the emails, important emails about the project. The company people can send the emails. Company people may send some emails to you, right? All this. Client may send some emails. Project members can send emails. Company people may send some emails to you. All these things will happen in real time, right? The first thing that we have to do after reaching the office, after checking in the office at 9 or 9:30 or 10, whatever the time you go to office, right? You open your email box, where every company will give an official email address, right? If you have joined this XYZ, okay, let's say my name is Arun Moturi, arun.moturi@xyz.com. Like this kind of email they will give you. It's not Gmail address you will use at real time. Okay. In real companies, they will give you this kind of email. All official communication between the client, your team, and your managers, your project lead, or who are the member stakeholders, anyone, okay, will send the emails to you. Will send the emails to you. Even when what are the defects fixed by developers may contact you over email. Okay. You may contact the developers over email. Any one of the project or other team members or company related, even XYZ company related people also may contact you, right? Because you are working for the organization, it's not only that client related emails you'll get, but also the your working company emails also you may get. Anyhow, the moment you reach office, the first thing that we have to do is, we have to open our email box and see if any important emails came. Accordingly, we have to reply to the emails. That's the first thing. And second thing that may happen here is, not happens in every company, guys. There may be a, okay, in some companies I have worked, in some projects, not in all projects, in some projects I have worked, I have to take calls. Okay. Okay, so client side coordinator used to be there for us. Okay, Indian people used to be there. Though I was working for a US based company, but in the US only some members used to be there. Okay, so from our company they went to US, and we used to take their calls in the morning. They used to call us, and this what is the work you have to do and all that they used to mention to us. Okay, we used to take their calls, and after checking the emails, after attending the calls, right? After attending the meeting or calls, morning meetings, this is optional. Okay. It's not compulsory. It's an optional meeting. Optional in the sense, it may not be there in some projects. It may be there in some projects. It may happen in some projects. It may be there. Some projects, it may not be there, depending on the type of the project you are working or the time zone of the project you are working. If you are working for a US based client, while you are working, they will be sleeping. While they are sleeping, you will be working, right? While they are working, you will be sleeping. While you are working, they will be sleeping. So only thing is that in the odd hours, either in the early morning or early in the evening, complete night, we'll be having the meetings because of the time zone problems. If you are working for UK or UK clients, okay, UK, London, whatever the clients, okay. So morning we will not have the meetings, but by the time our afternoon time comes in India, okay, their morning will start. Okay. If you are from UK or London, right? The clients from UK, London, the point of contact people from the client side will have meetings with us in the afternoon. Okay. From the afternoon onwards, their morning will start, and things will go on. We'll have multiple meetings throughout the day. Meetings may happen at any point of time during the day in 9 to 6. Okay. Even after 6 also meetings may be there, or before 9 also meetings may be there. Before you start office in the morning, maybe from your home, you can take the calls and all. Depends on the client to client, guys. Okay. There's no particular strict strategy that this should be the case. Okay. We generally have meetings, morning meetings may be there, evening meetings may be there, I'm saying. Then after getting the clarity from the emails and after having the meeting, optional meetings, maybe after you got the clarity of what you work on, you will start working on the you'll start working. Your actual work will start. As part of the working, you'll performing the testing, testing some X version of the software. Okay, X version of the software, different type of testings as per the project requirements. You'll be performing the testing X version of the software. Then what you will be doing is you'll be reporting the defects. Okay, if you see anything is not working fine while running the test cases, while performing testing, you'll report the defects into the tracking tools. Okay, then you will be retesting the defects, retesting defects, different type of testings we'll do, different types of testings. Okay, you will perform, right? And things may happen where your team lead will conduct some meeting to assign some work. All these things may happen in real time, guys. Okay, in real time, all these kind of things will happen. You'll be executing the test case document and putting pass fail kind of stuff. A lot of other things start working. And this work, okay, and slowly what happens is, like, the time 6 p.m. may come. Okay, assume that ideally 6 p.m., but in real time we cannot say 6 p.m. is the last hour, right? In some companies, most of the companies is okay, but some companies are very strict where exactly 6 p.m. if you are leaving office, they'll see it as a bad sign. Okay, there are some companies. It all depends on the work culture. Okay, if the work culture of the company is very good, 9 to 6, not even 6, guys, even 4 p.m. also. If you go to Bangalore or something, right, at by 4 p.m. only they will be starting to house and they will be working from their home after 4 p.m. Okay, a kind of liberal culture will be there in different companies. Some companies are very strict where you cannot leave office before 6 p.m., they will say. Okay, anyhow, so 6 p.m., okay, you may reach office. Your work may complete ideally by 6 p.m. At the time, what will happen? Your team lead, okay, by the time of 6 p.m., maybe by 5:30 or something, your team lead will gather, okay, work updates. Okay, what is work complete status, work status from all the team members, and will draft an email to the client. Okay, in that, not only client, guys, and also put this email CC as a manager, and all those people will be there in the CC list. Okay, all the people who are working on the project, important people who need to receive this email along with the client will be mentioned in the 2CC and or BCC or whatever it is. Okay, is my voice breaking, guys? Is my voice breaking? Sandhya is saying that is my voice is breaking. Is my voice breaking? Sandhya, maybe your issue. I am good from my side, Sandhya. Cross check your side. Okay, my voice is not breaking. Others are able to hear me properly without any voice breaking thing. Fine. Team lead will gather work status from all the team members and will draft an email to the client. This email is generally called as status email. Okay, status email. We used to call it as a status email. Okay, different people may have different names. Okay, testing status email. At the end of the day, whatever the work we have done on that particular day, we'll draft an email to the client. Okay, with the status. Okay, so I'll show you one example. Here some examples are there in the notes, guys. Click here, first example, second example, third example, fourth example, example. Based on the different type of works you have, different templates are there here, different type of examples are there here. When the project begins, this kind of status email you may send. Okay, so like status email, this is a client name, maybe or company name, status update. Okay, on this particular day we are giving, and I'm sending this to John Bidden at the tutorialsinja.com application client. With Tutorial Ninja is our client and Solatech is our company. And during the test plan, I covered this, right? Solatech is a company we're working and Tutorial Ninja is a client. Then, hi John, today we have started exploring the application and I come across the below doubts. Okay, when you're trying to understand the first phase of software testing life cycle, right? We'll try to understand the application as part of the case study one, right? While exploring the application, we got these doubts. I have put all these doubts in the email, and kindly clear our doubts. Okay, task for tomorrow. We'll continue exploring the application. While trying to understand the application by exploring it, we got all these doubts. So at the end of the status update, on the day this work is done, so I'm putting this email like this. Okay. Similarly, as days passes by, maybe okay. While you're working on the test plan document, hi John, today we have created a test plan for today's in the web publication. Please review the enclosed document and provide your valuable feedback. Here I have enclosed the attached test plan document. So nowadays we have ChatGPT for our, earlier when you used to send emails, right? We have to carefully draft it, and used to take a lot of time for drafting the emails to the clients and all. Nowadays, things are very good. You have the help of ChatGPT, right? Okay. Can you help me in drafting an email to the client name John Biden? Okay. Uh, Status email of software testing work done today. Today, I have created test plan document and would like to send it to the client for review. Okay. Please draft an email which is neither too short or nor too long. Okay. Like this, you create a prompt, guys. Okay. Hi, John. You see, like this nowadays things are very easy, guys. Hi, John. I hope you are doing well. As part of today's progress on the software testing work, I have completed the test plan document. It outlines the overall test strategy, scope, objectives, and approach will be following throughout the testing phase. Please find the document attached for your review. Let me know if you have any feedback or suggestions, and I would like to happy to incorporate them. Looking forward to your thoughts. Best regards. All these things you can put. Yeah, nowadays things are very easy, guys. You don't have to, just depend on whatever the template I'm providing. Okay. Sky's the limit nowadays. Okay. So all these emails, you can put into chat GPT and get all the, proper way of formatting. These are very basic ones. Okay. But you can understand these emails and, try to use chat GPT and draft a better emails. Okay. Your status update email, later part of the times when you are creating test scenarios is the email, status update email. Okay. Today we have identified the complete list of test scenarios for today's Java application. Please review from enclose the document and provide your valuable feedback. Once the scenarios are reviewed and approved, we'll start creating the test cases for each and every scenario mentioned in the document. And I have attached the, okay, please refer to the enclosed or attached document. You can put the document here, Excel sheet here, or depends on the project. 1, 2, 3, fourth one. Okay, let's go with the fourth email. Depending on the type of the work you are doing, I have attached a different type of status update emails. Today we have created the test cases for the below functionalities: register account functionality, login function. You see, on a particular day, you cannot complete all the functionality related test cases, right? It will take time because there are a good number of people. You have shared your work and you guys have created this test cases. Okay, register account test cases, login test case, logout test case, forgot password test cases. Today we have created the test cases for the below functionalities. Please review them from the enclosed document and provide your valuable feedback. Task for tomorrow, we'll continue creating the test cases for remaining functionalities of the application. Okay, we'll continue creating the test cases for remaining functionalities of the application. Like this you can provide. Okay. Next what? Next is this one. This is the next thing. That is status update email. Hi John, today we have performed the below task: smoke testing, test case execution, reporting defects. That as a, let's say you have completed creating the test cases and you have moved to the testing. The first thing that you have to perform testing is smoke testing, then retesting or whatever you have, type of things you have performed, right? You can provide here. Okay, smoke testing, test case execution, reporting defects, version 1 of the software. These are the defects you have identified. You can put in the form of table. Okay, what is the task that you are planning for tomorrow? Okay, like that you can create an email and send it to the client. Okay, I think these are the kind of status emails, guys. Okay, few status emails that I want to showcase here. You can also go through this notes, okay, where you can find the status emails. Okay, this is one thing. Everyone clear? Everyone clear with the status update emails? At the end of the day, Okay, once our work is completed, at the end of the day, we have to send some emails known as status update emails. Okay, your project lead will send. Who will send this? Test lead will send these emails to the client. Okay, by gathering all the information from the team members and all, test lead will send these things. Okay. So this is a kind of thing, guys. Okay. So hope you got some clarity of what will happen during real time. Okay, you are working as a 9 to 6 job. Ideally, if you are checking at 9 and leaving at 6 p.m., this is a kind of thing that will generally happen. Sometimes it may happen where I told you right in the at the end of the day, evening meetings may be there, afternoon meetings may be there, morning meetings may be there, meetings with the client may be there, meetings within the company may be there. Your manager want to have a meeting with your project members and all, okay, or your lead want to have a meeting with you, whatever it may be. Different type of meetings and all will be there throughout the project. I'll also provide this image in the Telegram group. You can refer to the Telegram group. Okay. Okay, I'm posting this. Just give me a second. Okay, I posted this. Done. Okay, fine. What else? Next thing is defect life cycle or bug life cycle. Okay, everyone type in the chat box defect life cycle or bug life cycle. The next topic that I'm going to cover for today is defect life cycle or bug life cycle. Okay, you can call it anything. Defect life cycle or bug life cycle. Defect life cycle or bug life cycle. Okay, so I'm going to open the notes here. Everything is there in the notes, guys. Everything is there in the notes. You get all the information from the notes. Some diagram will be there here. As part of the defect life cycle or bug life cycle, you will see an image or diagram here. Okay, here there is a diagram. I'll click on this. You can see the image now. Guys, can you see the image? Guys, can you see the image? Defect life cycle or bug life cycle image, can you see? What is the bug tracking tool we have used? Earlier, when I have explained what is the bug tracking tool I have used for demonstrating, what is the name of the bug tracking tool? Type in the chat box. Bagasura. Yes, Bagasura is the correct answer, right? Earlier in the previous sessions, I explained you the bug lifecycle tool known as bug tracking tool known as Bagasura, right? Bagasura. So, if you, yes, anyone want to ask me anything here? Okay, fine, no problem. So, if you are using a bug tracking tool, don't think that whatever I'm covering here will be exactly matching with every bug tracking tool. There are hundreds of bug tracking tools that are there in the market. Okay. If you go to ChatGPT and ask it, okay, list down top 100, list down top 100 bug tracking tools in the market for reporting defects. Okay. It will list down the different bug tracking tools that we have in the market, guys. ChatGPT will. Nowadays, learning should be AI enabled. Whatever the learning I'm giving you is AI enabled. By default, whatever the activities we are doing, to what extent we can use ChatGPT and all I'm explaining, right? You see, these are the top bug tracking tools that are there in the market. Jira, Bugzilla, Mantis, Redmine, UTrack, Instabug, Perbugs, Zoho Bug Tracker, Backlog, Asana, more. I'll say more. When I say more things are going to come. It only listed 10. Okay? It only listed track, bughead, this bug. Okay? Fake. Lot of things are there. Monday.com, rollbar, debug me, jam. Many are there. Okay? Again, I'll say more. I'll get another 10 list. Okay? Keep getting more. There are good number of bug tracking tools that are there in the market. GitHub also you can use for reporting the defects. Many are there. Bagasura is one of them. It's not listing down here, but okay. So if you keep clicking more, right, you'll get all the list of bug tracking tools that are there in the market. Okay, fine. ALM is also bug tracking tool. Okay. Bugfrog. Many are there, guys. Many bug tracking tools are there in the market. You can find them out. Okay. Not a problem. Okay. So if you take different bug tracking tools, okay, will all the bug tracking tools work in the same fashion? Yes. Will Windows machine and Mac machine will work in the same way? Though the purpose is same, will the Windows machine and Windows OS and Mac OS will be same? The way you are using it? No, right? The interface will be different, the way you are trying to create a document or to uninstalling a software will be different from Windows machine and Mac OS. Similarly, here also there are hundreds of bug tracking tools that are there in the market. Not every bug tracking tool will be ideally same. Okay, all the bug tracking tools will not be having the same process or procedures, but ideally most of the bug tracking tools will have this kind of bug life cycle. Okay, I cannot cover. Okay, for Jira, what is a bug life cycle? I cannot explain. Okay, for each and every bug tracking tool, for Bagasura, what is bug life cycle? No one will expect that thing for you. It is a common sense kind of stuff. Okay, if you know how to drive a manual gear car, you can, and if you are come across any different type of cars, you can easily drive that, right? Automatic gear means automatic gear cars you can drive. Okay, common sense you can use. In some cars, reverse gear will be kind of different. Okay, there will be five gears in some cars, six gears in some cars, or not even all cars, the gear system is not same. Similarly, here in bug tracking tool also, the way you report the defect, the type of states the defect will go through after reporting the defect will be different from different bug tracking tools. It all depends on the companies which are behind developing this bug tracking tools in the market. Okay, but ideally most of the bug tracking tools will have this statuses. If you have this knowledge, right, with this knowledge you can easily understand any bug tracking tool, because all the things are covered here. Okay, maybe some names may be different in some bug tracking tools and all, but ideally for interview purpose, you have to mention that, when someone asks you bug tracking tool means, you can say that different bug tracking tools will have different bug life cycles, but ideally speaking, this is a bug tracking and bug life cycle I can explain to you, like that you have to explain in the interviews. So try to understand this bug life cycle, guys. First, what happens, guys? Tester, while performing the testing using the test case or exploratory testing, will come across a particular defect or bug. Okay, tester will find a bug. Tester will find a bug. After finding a bug, the tester will do what? After finding a bug, the tester will report the bug. In bug tracking tools like Bagasura or whatever it is, the tester will try to report the bug to the developer. The state of this orange color things are states, guys. Okay. Okay. So you remember the bug, butterfly, butterfly life cycle. Anyone know? First, it will start with egg, then larva, then pupa, and adult butterfly. Right? You remember? Okay, you would have learned this, right? This is a bug life cycle of butterfly life cycle. Similarly, bug also will go through a life cycle. That's why we have given the name as defect or bug life cycle. So when tester finds a particular defect, the state of that particular defect is, here butterfly has which state? Egg state. Here butterfly has larva state, then pupa state, then adult state. Okay, these are butterfly states. Similarly, defect also will go through different states. New state. Okay, first state will be what, guys? The first state of the bug will be what? New state. Okay, the first state of the bug will be new state. The first state of the bug will be new state. Once the bug is reported in the new state to the developer, so ideally speaking, in most of the companies, the dev project manager will come into picture before this bug will directly hit the developer who need to work on the defect to fix the problem and all. It may go to the manager. You see, if you go to a particular company, if you have ordered an AC and you want to install the AC and all, okay, for installation some members will come, okay, but before that members are assigned to the installation for at your house, right? What happens is, in real time what happens is, there will be some manager, okay, who will get all the information about which locations the AC installations are there for that company, and and who are the available members. So what the manager will do, manager will try to see the list of available members who are ready to install the things for everyone, and also will see the area and how many requirements are there and map it properly, right? For better execution. Similarly, dev project manager will be there. Okay, once you report the defect will hit the dev project manager instead of directly hitting the developer. Okay, dev project manager will check the defect for all these things. Is it a valid defect or not? Sometimes what happens in real time is whatever the defect you have reported may not be a real defect. Suppose here, let's go to this application. You went to this application, guys, and you went to the login. Okay, in the login, okay, there is no remember me checkbox option is not there. Let's say some option to remember me option is not there. Now, let's assume that you have reported this particular thing. Have you seen this, guys? Guys, have you seen in some login pages, remember me option will be there? Have you seen that anywhere? Login, remember me, okay, option. Let's try to see. You see, just see this image, guys. You can understand in some login pages, you see, remember me option is there. Assume that, while performing testing of this particular application, right? Assume that you thought that why remember me option is not there and you reported the defect. Okay, but as per the client requirements, client doesn't want remember me option. Okay, for this particular application, client don't want to give any remember me option. So the developers have not created the remember me option. But what you thought is you are in a different state and you thought like why remember me option is not there and you have reported the defect. But as per the client, is that a valid defect? As per the client requirements, remember me option is not required. But you have reported the defect as I want the remember me option. In that kind of state, what will happen? In that kind of situation, what will happen, guys? In that situation, what will happen? Dev project manager will check whether this is a valid defect or not. If it is a valid defect, it's okay. If it's not valid defect, dev project manager will say rejected and simply will write a comment saying that as per the client requirements, okay, remember me option is not required on the login page. Okay, like this, the dev project manager will reject it. For example, assume that you have reported the defect as remember me option should be there. Assume that dev project manager treats this as a valid defect, okay, because client requirements or client sent some mock-up screens that remember option is there. So dev project manager accepted there is a valid defect. Assume that there are two cases, right? Valid and invalid. In case of invalid, it's not a valid. Dev project manager will reject the defect. If in case the dev project manager treats it as valid, what the dev project manager will do? Next check. Is a defect already reported by any other software tester earlier as part of the project? Does it happen, guys? Let's say at your house, how many members will be there at your house, guys? Generally, how many members may be there? Only one member or more than one member, right? 4 member, 5 member, 6 member, different type of families nowadays exist where every family has good number of members. Okay. Now, everyone is educated at your house and there is some internet problem. There is an internet problem. Without knowing that other people have reported this problem, you open the app and you have reported the ticket. My internet is not working, you have reported. Similarly, your family members also have reported the same thing. Is that a duplicate ticket or not? Is that duplicate or not? For same problem, different members of the family members, different members of the family have reported the same problem, okay? Multiple times. That is more than one time it has been reported. Same problem. So this kind of things will happen in real time also. When you are working in a project as you will not be the only one who will be working in the project. Other colleagues, software testers will be there. They also will be working. Without your notice, they would have reported the defect and you thought that this particular defect is not reported by them and you raise that report. You reported the defect. What will happen? Dev project manager will cross-check whether that particular defect is already created by any software tester or not. If he finds, then the dev project manager will mark it as duplicate by saying this particular defect is a duplicate of another defect with so and so ID. Dev project manager will mark. Is it a good idea? Like, will be very careless and, report all the defects without checking whether there is a duplicate or not. It's not a good idea, guys. Okay. Before you report a defect, it's a good practice. Sometimes by mistake, anyway, everyone will do the mistake. Sometimes it may happen where one or two defects, duplicate may come. Regularly, if you are reporting duplicate defect means your project, you are in trouble. Okay. Don't do that. Before you hit the publish button for reporting the defect, before posting the defect onto the bug tracking tools, cross check that this defect is not reported by any software testers in the team. Okay, it's a good practice to cross check. Otherwise, what will happen? Lot of duplicate defects will come in the project, and the client side team or dev team will get frustrated by the kind of practice you are doing. Okay, though their duty is to mark it as duplicate, but repeatedly if they keep on writing duplicate means they'll get a bad feeling of your team, testing team. Okay, so make sure that you don't do that mistake always. Okay, but if in case it happens and the dev project manager finds that there's another defect which is similar defect reported already by the team members and all, and this is a duplicate defect being reported, then dev project manager will simply mark it as duplicate, saying that this is a duplicate of so and so defect. If it is not a duplicate, then if it's a valid defect, and if it's not a duplicate defect, it's a brand new defect. And third thing the dev project manager is checking is what? But here, remember the states, guys. New state, rejected state. In which situations it is new state, in which situations it is rejected state, in which situation the dev project manager has marked as duplicate state, in which situation the dev project manager has marked as deferred state. Okay, deferred state. You have to remember. Okay, deferred state. Delayed means deferred. Delayed means what, guys? Deferred. What is delayed? Why it's marked as deferred? It's a valid defect. It's not a duplicate defect. Then third thing is that dev project manager will check the bandwidth of the developers who are working under him. Okay, dev project manager will check the bandwidth of the testing development team who are working under the dev project manager. If all the people are busy and if the kind of the defect they got is not that much urgent to be fixed in the current time. Okay, maybe we can wait for next version to be fixed or whatever it is. If dev project manager may decide if it's an urgent defect, we'll try to find someone to fix it. But if it's not an urgent defect, it can be moved to the next version. It can be fixed in the next version of the software. The dev project manager thinks so because the bandwidth of the developers is not every developer is not anyone from the development team is not free to fix this particular defect. In that kind of situation, dev project manager will think about whether to fix this, get this defect fixed right away, or can we postpone it. If the dev project manager thinks about postponing because the team is busy, development team is busy, dev project manager will change the status of the defect to deferred state. Okay, let's not talk about sprints, Sandhya, because I not covered any agile related stuff. In the upcoming sessions, I'll cover agile topics. Till then, I'll not mention any sprint or something. Okay, we'll go with the traditional projects for a while. Okay, Sandhya. Since I have not covered anything about agile and all sprint and all, right? So I'm not covering that way. Traditional projects you think about for now. Okay, next version, and that's why I'm saying next version of the software. Okay, while the developers are working on the next version of the software, the development team is free. They'll work on this particular thing. Okay. What if the defect is valid? What if the defect that the testing team is reported is not a duplicate defect? What if the defect need to be fixed urgently? What if the defect need to be fixed urgently? It cannot be delayed much to the next versions or next states of the project. Okay. Then dev project manager will finally assign the defect to the developers. When the dev project manager assigns a particular defect to the developer, it will be changed to assigned state. Okay. New state, rejected state, duplicate state, deferred state, assigned state. Once the dev project manager will assign a defect to a particular developer, it will be changed to assigned state. Okay. In some bug tracking tools, dev project manager role will not be there. Directly, tester will report the defect and assign to the development team. Development team will, select themselves like who want to take that and all. They will decide themselves. Okay. Depends on project to project. So once the dev project manager confirm all these things and assigns a particular defect to a developer to asking him to fix it, then the state of the defect will change to assigned state. Then dev starts fixing the defect. Okay, dev starts fixing the defect. While the developer, after the defect got assigned to the developer, when the particular developer whom the defect got assigned to, has started fixing the defect, the developer will change the status of the defect from assigned state to which state? Well, the developer has picked this particular assigned defect and started working on it. Okay. While the fixing is in progress of the defect, the status will be changed to open state by the developer. Well, the defect is being fixed means open state. Defect has been picked by the developer and started fixing the defect means open state. Let's say the defect has been fixed by the developer. Okay. The fixing is done by the developer. Then the status of the defect will change to fixed state. The defect is fixed in, and the developer will change the status of the defect to fixed state, and in the comments of the bug tracking tool or something, the developer will mention in so and so version of the software we have fixed the defect. Now once we receive the so and so version of the software, testers will check whether, okay, the defects which are marked as fixed by developer are really fixed or not. They'll perform retesting. Tester will perform what? Retesting to see whether the defects which are marked as fixed by developers are really fixed on the mentioned versions of the software, that XYZ versions of the software, they are really working or not, or fixed or not. The testers will check, and here retesting will be done by software testers. And as part of retesting the defects, the defect may pass. Pass means defect may pass means defects may be really fixed means, okay, pass. Not fixed means fail. If the defect is not defect is properly fixed by developer, the tester has identified as part of retesting that defect, saying that, yeah, developer has properly fixed the defect, then tester will close the defect. Okay, defect is fixed, right? If the defect is fixed, the tester will close the defect as part of retesting. The status of the defect will change from fixed to close if the tester performing the retesting and sees that the developer has properly fixed the problem, close the defect. And what if the defect is not properly fixed or partially fixed or not fixed by developer? Fail and again change it to open state. From fixed state, tester will change it to open state again. Open state means developer have to work it on it until it is fixed properly. Okay? Clear? And there is one more case also, guys. There is one more case also where, let's say in some version of the software, tester has performed retesting and changes status of the defect from fixed to close as the defect is properly fixed by developer. Okay, confirmed by tester, has been closed. But after some days, let's say in a week or in a month or in some months or some years, again when they are testing XYZ version on another XYZ ABC version of the software, the same defect that they have closed has come again. What the testing team need to do? They have to report since it is already closed, the testing team need to report a new defect. Tell me, guys. Earlier closed defect is again coming. So the testing team, since the previous reported defect is closed, the testing team need to report a new defect? No. The answer is no. Okay. Let's say you go to a police station, you have reported, you have complained it, and the police people have closed the case. After a few days or few months or something, the police people got some, doubt, like, okay, this file has been closed. Okay. They got some, they suspected something and they reopened the file. They will not file a new case. Rather, they will reopen, right? Whatever the case was there, which was closed earlier, they reopen the case. Here also, the testing team, okay, if they find the defect which is already closed, okay, if they find, they are able to see the defect, earlier reported defect in the new version of the software, but earlier when it reported got closed already. In such kind of cases, if they find the defect, the same defect in the new latest versions of the software, they will not report a new defect. Rather, they will open the closed defect only. If you try to report a new defect, Dev Project Manager will simply say duplicate. Okay? Don't report the closed defect. If the closed defect is again reproducing for you, is again coming, you're able to experience that in the application, then instead of, reporting newly, you just reopen. Okay? Change the status of the defect from closed to open. Clear, everyone? This kind of typical situation you need to understand. A lot of people will do this mistake. Is everyone clear with whatever I explained now, just now? The earlier reported and closed defect, if it is coming again, I should not report a new defect. Rather, I have to open the defect directly. Okay. I have to open the defect. I have to change the earlier closure defect to I have to change the state of the closure state to the open state. Okay. Okay. Great. So this is nothing but the defect life cycle, guys. Okay. This is nothing but the defect life cycle. So now I'll give you one assignment, guys. Okay. So I keep giving assignments because to increase your confidence levels and all. If you can do these assignments right, your thinking levels will increase. Okay. Your thinking levels will increase. Okay. What is assignment two? Assignment two is, okay, you try to find out bug life cycle of different defect tracking tools like Jira, Bagasura, Zoho, Zoho bug tracking tool. Okay. And Zoho bug tracking tools. I have given you three example bug tracking tools. You need to find out the bug life cycle which is followed by this tools. Now, you don't have to do so much of hard work. What I will do, if I have to do it, I'll say Redmine bug life cycle. You see, if there is, if I am using Redmine as a bug tracking tool, this is following different states. You see new states, acknowledge, confirm state, in progress state. You see different type of names are there here. They are not matching with the ideal bug lifecycle states. Okay. Similarly, you experiment, you try to do R&D and find out by yourself. What about Jira bug tracking tool? What type of bug lifecycle? What are the different states of the bugs are there? Bagasura, different states of the bug are there. Zoho bug tracking tool. What are the different states of the bugs are there? You need to find out. Clear? Everyone clear? What type of assignment you have to do? Everyone is clear now. That is the assignment you have to do. Okay. So fine. So I covered the bug life cycle also, guys. So we'll continue there one thing bug defect issue. Okay. Fine. That's all for today, guys. That's all for today. We'll continue with the topic on next session for this manual testing. Okay. Manual testing is not completed. So I'll resume the manual testing on Monday onwards. Okay. 28, 29, 30. Whatever the days I'm available, I'll keep continuing the manual testing sessions. We'll do the R&Ds and all on manual testing. Meanwhile, tomorrow, that is 26, I'm starting API testing, guys. Okay. Tomorrow, I'll just post that here. Tomorrow, weekend sessions will be there, right? As part of weekend sessions, tomorrow at 6 p.m. IST, we have API testing session. Sessions will start. Okay. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. IST, API testing sessions will start. Okay. So accordingly, you join. Okay. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. IST, I'm going to start with the API testing tomorrow. Okay. So be ready for that, guys. And while the weekends, I'll do the API testing. On weekdays, I'll do the manual testing. Okay. That is 26th and 27th. API testing we'll see. 28, 29, 30, and whatever the weekdays are there, I'll continue manual testing sessions. So I'm trying to take more sessions because it's getting delayed. Okay. So the lot of new things that I want to cover, I may take on the weekdays and weekends, and the general things like manual testing and Selenium automation, I may take on the weekdays. Okay, so be ready for that kind of every day we're going to have some sessions going ahead. Okay, if any particular day I'm not available, I'll let you know. Okay, way before the meeting starts. Okay, so that's it, guys. That's it from my side. That's all from my side. That's what I want to cover. Okay, today. We'll continue with the software testing or manual software testing sessions from Monday. But tomorrow we are going to have API testing at 6 p.m. IST. Join accordingly. Okay. So yeah, welcome guys. See you tomorrow in the API testing sessions. Bye everyone. Take care.